All right, hey everybody. We are going to go over how to create your Architale's building out of clay. Now remember, you have the choice of doing clay, cardboard, or found objects with this one. So if you are at home, you can use other methods. But for those of you here, or for those of you who have access to clay, I'm going to show you some tips on how to do this in the slab method. So here I've got my finished Architale's piece. I'm not really too happy with it so far, but you're going to first, at your desk, want to have your sketchbook outline. This way, if you need help, I will be able to tell what you are saying. Secondly, draw out the front of your house first. Okay, separate out the floors and the different pieces, and then try to separate out the shape of each wall and how many you're going to need. Okay, so now we're going to move over here. The other thing that you're going to need is a foundation. So I guess that's the big thing. Your foundation should be no larger than 5.5 by 11, which is the size of one of these slabs. Or if you're going to piece things together, it can be 7 by 7. So first I'm going to show you how to extend, like if you want an extension onto here to make like a porch or something, I'm going to show you how to attach 2 slabs of clay together properly so that they do not break in the kiln, because there's going to be a lot of weight on them. You can use either a scoring tool, needle tool, or a fork. I'm going to go over this. So I'm going to overlap these 2 pieces and then piecemeal them together to make a larger piece. I'm going to take my slip here that I just mixed up so it's a little watery. Probably a larger paintbrush would be helpful. Remember, when you put slip down, you don't want to push down on the clay, you're just kind of dropping it on there. Okay, now I'm going to flip this, overlap it, and with this side of my hand, I'm just going to kind of pound it in. Just tap it in. Okay, and then I'm going to just score it again, not slip it, but score it. It gets all mushy and nasty. And then I take one of these things right here, this plastic rib, and then smooth it together. Of course, taking the excess off. Okay, and of course then you have to do it on the other side too, so it doesn't look all wonky there. This time I'm just going to use my finger. I don't need to do a whole lot. Okay, trim it. I don't like this area, so I'm going to trim that. I just needed that extra piece. So if I want to build a wall here, see, I'm going to measure first the width. Maybe I'll do this way. Okay, so and I'm not really doing exact measurements. I'm going to cut out I'm going to cut some windows here. And you can use an X-Acto knife or the fettling knife here, with whichever one you want to do, but I do suggest cutting windows and doors first before putting the pieces together, so that you don't end up having them falling apart from the pressure of cutting. When I score and slip this to here, I'm also going to want to have the other part of the building ready to go. So you're going to start with a corner, and that way they will set themselves up. So you want the front and the side, or side and the front, whatever, something that's going to make the corner. So over here, I'm going to add some windows going around. And I'm really just kind of winging this right now just for the purpose of showing you how to do this. It's not really matching my house at this point. Okay, so scoring where those walls are going to go. Putting this together. And then it's going to be the bottom portion of that now that I'm going to score and slip. So there's some slip. Okay, and then now I'm just going to press it onto the side, kind of wiggle it around a little bit back and forth just to make sure those clay particles are coming together. And then you can either take your finger and swipe up. You can also use one of the blending tools that are at your desk. I will grab from here. So one of these suckers, you want to use that rounded edge. Okay, and then on the inside, let's see if I can move it around. On the inside, you can take the scraps that you used to cut the windows out, roll out a piece, like a little coil. See, it's already kind of tilting, so I gotta work kind of fast. Okay, and then now I'm going to score this other part. Now the other thing you have to keep in account, you're going to score every area that the clay is going to be touching. So here, I'm going to score this area and the bottom. Use my fingers for this, I'm impatient. Okay. And those come together. See if I can move this over here. So unless you have like an actual crack forming here, like you can't really see, like it's not really coming together that well, you can put the snake of clay in there. But otherwise, I'm gonna just continue to do that in the inside. And I also see right here that this is a little bit too long. Actually, no, it's not, because when I put another piece on there, like so, it will have that little edge right there. So you can see how that first floor is coming together. And once you are done with that, then for another section, another installment of architecture here, I'm going to show you how to make the supports here and create another story. So that's it for now. Stay tuned for the next segment of building your Architale dream house.